The heavens are speaking again, and their language is light and shadow. The sun bows its face, the nations tremble beneath its silence, and the moon rises red over Jerusalem like a watchman's torch. The August eclipses are not random. They are written in the same ink that traced Genesis, the same breath that whispered through Joel's prophecy. When the sun darkens, the world feels the weight of divine interruption. When the moon bleeds, Israel's timeline glows with holy urgency. Together they form a dialogue between heaven and earth, one voice calling to the nations, the other answering from Zion. The solar eclipse moves across the world stage like a curtain closing on an old act. Empires shift, alliances strain, and the pulse of humanity quickens. It is the moment when God reminds the nations that their light is borrowed, that their power is temporary, that their crowns are dust. The blood moon follows, rising over Jerusalem as if to say, "My covenant still stands." The city glows beneath its crimson veil, the stones remember every promise, and the air hums with the tension of prophecy fulfilled and prophecy waiting. This pairing is not coincidence, it is choreography. The Creator moves the celestial bodies like instruments in a symphony of signs. The sun speaks of global shaking, the moon of covenant restoration. The world watches unknowingly, but those who read the words see the pattern, the same rhythm that marked Egypt's fall, Babylon's pride, and Israel's return. The heavens are not silent, they are declaring alignment. In this season, the light divides. The nations stumble in their own brilliance, chasing progress without peace, while Israel stands beneath the blood moon, a reminder that redemption is not a theory but a timeline. The eclipses are mirrors, one reflecting the world's unrest, the other reflecting God's promise. Between them lies the narrow path of awakening, where the church must rise not in fear but in discernment. The August sky becomes a canvas of prophecy. The solar eclipse paints judgment and transition, the blood moon paints mercy and remembrance. Together they form a single message. The world is turning toward its appointed hour. The nations will shake, Israel will shine, and the bride will awaken. The heavens are not predicting dates, they are proclaiming direction. So let the teaching flow like a vision, the sun darkened, the moon crimson, the world caught between shadow and glory. The signs are not to frighten but to focus. They remind us that history bends toward redemption, that every eclipse is a rehearsal for restoration, that every blood moon is a whisper of covenant. The August pairing is a celestial sermon, a divine echo of Joel's words, a reminder that the same God who set the stars in motion still writes his story across the sky. The heavens divide their message between two lights, each carrying a different voice from the same Creator. The sun speaks to the nations, its brilliance commanding the world's attention, its darkening a sign that the global stage is shifting. When the sun is eclipsed, it is as though God places his hand over the ambitions of empires, reminding them that their light is borrowed, that their dominion is temporary, that their crowns are dust. The solar eclipse is the language of the nations, the moment when the world's systems pause beneath the shadow of divine sovereignty. It is the sign that the kingdoms of men are being weighed, that the balance of power trembles, that the earth itself feels the pulse of heaven's timeline. The moon, however, belongs to Israel. It moves in rhythm with the covenant, waxing and waning like the heartbeat of God's chosen people. When the moon turns red, it is not merely a spectacle, it is a reminder that the covenant still stands, that the promises spoken to Abraham still echo through the generations. The blood moon rises over Jerusalem like a living prophecy, its crimson light washing over the stones that have witnessed every triumph and every tear. It is the sign of remembrance, the whisper of restoration, the call to awaken. The moon speaks softly but powerfully, declaring that Israel's story is not finished, that her destiny is written in the heavens as surely as her history is written in Scripture. Together, the sun and moon form a dialogue between heaven and earth. The solar eclipse declares to the nations that their time is measured, that their pride will bow before the King of Kings. The blood moon answers from Jerusalem, proclaiming that redemption is near, that the covenant is alive, that the light of God's promise will not fade. The two lights move in harmony, one governing the day, one ruling the night, both testifying to the same truth, that the Creator is orchestrating history toward a single moment of revelation. The August pairing becomes a living parable. The sun darkens, and the nations feel the tremor of divine correction. The moon reddens, and Israel stands illuminated in prophetic significance. The world watches unknowingly, but those who discern the signs understand that heaven is speaking in stereo, one voice to the nations, one to Israel, both converging in the same season. The solar eclipse is the world's mirror, the blood moon is Israel's heartbeat. Together they form the pulse of prophecy, the rhythm of redemption, the echo of eternity written across the sky. Thank you for watching this teaching and walking with me through the signs written across the heavens, where the solar light speaks to the nations and the moonlight rests over Israel like a living covenant. If this message stirred your spirit or opened your understanding, let it travel farther than this moment. Like the video, share it with someone who needs to see what the scriptures are revealing in our generation, and tap the bell so you never miss what's coming next. Your support helps this channel continue to shine truth in a world that is growing darker by the day, and every time you engage, you help push the message forward. Stay watchful, stay grounded in the Word, and stay ready for what the Lord is unfolding.